In this video, you will be listening to 10 topics based on culture and their band 9-level answers. Our first topic is globalization is causing cultures to become more similar. What are the benefits and drawbacks of this trend? Now, listen to the band 9 response.
Globalization has undeniably led to increased cultural interconnectivity, resulting in cultures becoming more similar across the globe. This phenomenon brings both benefits and drawbacks. One of the primary advantages of cultural homogenization is the enhanced exchange of ideas, values, and practices. As cultures blend, individuals gain access to a wealth of knowledge and diverse perspectives that can lead to innovation and creativity. For instance, global exposure to various cuisines has enriched culinary traditions worldwide, allowing people to experience flavors and cooking techniques from different cultures. Additionally, globalization promotes mutual understanding and tolerance as individuals interact with diverse populations, fostering a sense of global community. However, the trend towards cultural similarity also has significant drawbacks. The most concerning is the potential loss of unique cultural identities. As dominant cultures, particularly Western culture, proliferate through media and commerce, smaller or indigenous cultures risk being overshadowed or erased. This cultural erosion can lead to a loss of traditional knowledge, languages, and practices, which are essential for the identity of communities. Moreover, the homogenization of cultures can diminish the richness of human diversity, reducing the world to a single narrative rather than celebrating its myriad expressions. In conclusion, while globalization fosters valuable connections and exchanges that can enhance cultural richness, it also poses the risk of diluting unique cultural identities. Striking a balance between embracing global influences and preserving local traditions is crucial. Societies must find ways to celebrate their distinctiveness while engaging with the broader global community to ensure that cultural diversity thrives in an increasingly interconnected world.
Our next topic is some people believe that cultural heritage should be preserved at all costs. Do you agree or disagree? Now, listen to the band 9 response.
Cultural heritage encompasses the traditions, customs, monuments, and artifacts that shape the identity of communities. Some people argue that preserving cultural heritage is paramount, while others suggest that adaptation and change are necessary for progress. I firmly believe that cultural heritage should be preserved, but it must also be allowed to evolve with society. Preserving cultural heritage is vital for maintaining a community's identity and history. Historical monuments and traditional practices serve as reminders of a society's values, struggles, and triumphs. For instance, ancient architecture not only showcases artistic achievements, but also provides insights into the lives of past generations. Additionally, cultural festivals and practices foster a sense of belonging and community spirit, reinforcing social bonds among individuals. However, it is essential to recognize that cultures are not static. They are dynamic and evolve over time. While preserving heritage is crucial, it should not come at the cost of stifling innovation or adaptability. For example, the fusion of traditional and modern artistic expressions can lead to new cultural forms that respect the past while embracing the future. Societies must strike a balance between preserving their heritage and allowing it to transform. Moreover, strict preservation efforts can sometimes lead to the commercialization of culture, where traditions are exploited for profit rather than genuine appreciation. This can dilute the authenticity of cultural practices. Therefore, it is vital to engage communities in the preservation process, ensuring that they have a say in how their heritage is represented and celebrated. In conclusion, while cultural heritage should be preserved to maintain identity and history, it is equally important to allow for its evolution. This approach not only honors the past, but also embraces the future, ensuring that cultures remain vibrant and relevant.
Our next topic is museums and art galleries are no longer needed because everything is available online. To what extent do you agree or disagree? Now, listen to the Band 9 response.
In recent years, the rise of the Internet has transformed access to information, leading some to argue that museums and art galleries are becoming obsolete. While it is true that online resources have made cultural content more accessible, I believe that physical museums and galleries continue to play an essential role in society. Firstly, museums and galleries offer an irreplaceable experience that cannot be replicated online. The physical presence of artworks and historical artifacts allows visitors to appreciate their scale, texture, and detail in ways that digital images cannot convey. For instance, standing before a masterpiece by Van Gogh or witnessing the intricate carvings of ancient sculptures creates a profound emotional connection that enhances understanding and appreciation of the art. Moreover, the atmosphere of a museum fosters contemplation and inspires creativity, offering a unique environment that encourages reflection and dialogue among visitors. Secondly, museums and galleries serve as vital community spaces that promote cultural education and engagement. They provide opportunities for people to gather, learn, and participate in workshops, lectures, and interactive exhibits. These institutions also play a crucial role in preserving cultural heritage and history, ensuring that future generations can connect with their past. The tangible interaction with history and art in these spaces fosters a sense of identity and belonging within communities. In conclusion, while the availability of art and history online has enhanced accessibility, it cannot replace the unique experiences offered by museums and art galleries. These institutions remain essential for fostering cultural appreciation, education, and community engagement, proving that their value extends far beyond mere access to information. Thus, I disagree with the notion that they are no longer needed.
Our next topic is do the benefits of learning about other cultures outweigh the drawbacks? Discuss both views. Now, listen to the Band 9 response.
Learning about other cultures can be a double-edged sword, offering numerous benefits while also presenting some drawbacks. While the advantages often outweigh the negatives, a balanced discussion of both perspectives is essential. On the one hand, understanding different cultures fosters empathy and tolerance. Exposure to diverse customs, beliefs, and traditions encourages individuals to appreciate differences, reducing prejudice and fostering social harmony. Additionally, knowledge of other cultures can enhance communication skills and adaptability in an increasingly globalized world. This cultural fluency is particularly beneficial in professional settings, where collaboration with international colleagues is common. Furthermore, learning about other cultures can enrich personal experiences, leading to a more profound appreciation for art, music, and cuisine from around the world. Conversely, some argue that focusing too much on other cultures can lead to cultural appropriation or misrepresentation. When elements of a culture are adopted without understanding or respect, it can result in offense and perpetuate stereotypes. Additionally, individuals immersed in other cultures may sometimes feel disconnected from their own cultural identity, leading to a sense of loss or confusion about their heritage. There is also the risk of oversimplifying complex cultural practices, which can reinforce misconceptions rather than promote understanding. In conclusion, while there are valid concerns regarding the potential drawbacks of learning about other cultures, the benefits, such as promoting empathy enhancing communication skills, and enriching personal experiences largely outweigh these issues. It is crucial, however, to approach cultural learning with respect and an open mind to foster genuine understanding and appreciation. By doing so, we can celebrate diversity while mitigating the risks of misunderstanding and appropriation.
Our next topic is the disappearance of traditional cultures is inevitable in the face of modernization. Do you agree or disagree? Now, listen to the Band 9 response.
The claim that the disappearance of traditional cultures is inevitable due to modernization is a complex issue. While modernization has certainly transformed societies, I argue that it does not necessarily lead to the complete eradication of traditional cultures. Instead, it often fosters a dynamic interplay between the old and the new. On one hand, modernization can threaten traditional cultures by introducing global norms and values that overshadow local customs. The rise of technology and mass media promotes a homogenized culture where local practices may be perceived as outdated. For example, traditional languages, arts, and rituals may decline as younger generations gravitate toward more modern lifestyles that prioritize global culture. On the other hand, modernization can also serve as a catalyst for the revitalization of traditional cultures. Many communities actively embrace modernization while simultaneously seeking to preserve their cultural heritage. Through initiatives such as cultural festivals, local artisanship, and education programs, traditional practices can be celebrated and passed down to future generations. The Internet, for example, allows marginalized cultures to share their stories and arts globally, generating interest and appreciation for their heritage. Furthermore, there is a growing recognition of the importance of cultural diversity in an increasingly interconnected world. Many people advocate for cultural preservation as a counterbalance to globalization, highlighting the value of traditional practices in fostering community identity and social cohesion. In conclusion, while modernization presents challenges to traditional cultures, it also offers opportunities for revitalization and preservation. Rather than viewing the disappearance of traditional cultures as inevitable, it is essential to acknowledge the resilience of these cultures and the efforts made to sustain them in the face of change.
Our next topic is some people believe that cultural festivals are essential for keeping traditions alive. To what extent do you agree or disagree? Now, listen to the Band 9 response.
Cultural festivals play a crucial role in preserving traditions and fostering a sense of community. These events serve as a vibrant celebration of heritage, showcasing art, music, food, and customs unique to a culture. By bringing people together, festivals create an opportunity for younger generations to engage with their cultural roots and learn about their history. This shared experience reinforces communal bonds and instills a sense of identity, making it easier for traditions to thrive. One of the primary benefits of cultural festivals is their ability to attract both locals and tourists, thereby enhancing cultural exchange. Such interactions can lead to a greater appreciation of diverse traditions and practices. For instance, a music festival might feature traditional performances alongside contemporary acts, allowing attendees to explore the evolution of their culture. Additionally, these festivals often include workshops, exhibitions, and storytelling sessions, further promoting understanding and appreciation of cultural practices. However, some might argue that cultural festivals can become commercialized, losing their authentic significance. When traditions are adapted solely for entertainment or profit, the core values and meanings can be diluted. In such cases, festivals may become mere spectacles rather than genuine expressions of culture. Furthermore, the pressures of modernization may lead to certain traditions being overlooked or forgotten, even in festival settings. Despite these challenges, I believe that cultural festivals are essential for keeping traditions alive. They provide a platform for cultural expression and education, enabling communities to pass down their heritage. While it is important to remain mindful of authenticity, the positive impact of these festivals on preserving cultural identity is undeniable. Therefore, supporting and participating in cultural festivals is vital for maintaining the richness of traditions in an ever-changing world.
Our next topic is: should governments fund the arts, or should it be left to private individuals? Discuss both views. Now, listen to the Band 9 response.
The debate over whether governments should fund the arts or leave it to private individuals involves contrasting perspectives on cultural support. Proponents of government funding argue that the arts are a public good, essential for cultural enrichment and social cohesion. They contend that state support ensures a diverse range of artistic expressions, making art accessible to everyone, regardless of socioeconomic status. By funding the arts, governments can foster local talent, preserve cultural heritage, and stimulate economic growth through tourism and job creation in creative industries. Conversely, critics of government funding assert that the arts should be left to private individuals and organizations. They argue that relying on government support can lead to bureaucratic interference and limit artistic freedom, as artists may feel pressured to conform to governmental preferences. This perspective emphasizes the role of private funding as a catalyst for innovation and creativity, driven by the market demand rather than political agendas. Private investors can provide targeted support to niche art forms or emerging artists, allowing for a more dynamic and diverse artistic landscape. Furthermore, opponents of government funding point to the potential burden on taxpayers, suggesting that individuals should have the autonomy to decide where their money goes. They argue that a thriving arts scene can emerge organically through private initiatives and philanthropy without government intervention. In conclusion, the question of funding the arts remains complex. While government support can ensure accessibility and promote cultural diversity, private funding may foster innovation and independence in artistic expression. Ultimately, a balanced approach, combining public and private funding, could create a vibrant art scene that benefits society as a whole.
Our next topic is: the influence of Western culture is spreading across the world. Is this a positive or negative development? Now, listen to the Band 9 response.
The influence of Western culture has become increasingly pervasive globally, prompting discussions about whether this trend is beneficial or detrimental. While some view it as a positive development, promoting values like democracy and human rights, others express concern over the erosion of local cultures and traditions. On one hand, the spread of Western culture has facilitated the exchange of ideas and innovations that can lead to progress. Concepts such as individual freedom, gender equality, and social justice have gained traction, inspiring movements worldwide that advocate for human rights. Additionally, Western advancements in technology, education, and healthcare have significantly improved the quality of life in many regions. For instance, access to the internet has allowed communities in developing countries to connect with global markets and educational resources, enhancing their economic prospects and knowledge base. Conversely, the encroachment of Western culture raises fears about cultural homogenization. As Western values dominate, local customs, languages, and practices may be overshadowed or even forgotten. This phenomenon can lead to a loss of identity and heritage for many communities. For instance, traditional art forms and indigenous practices are increasingly marginalized as Western entertainment and lifestyles become more prevalent. Furthermore, The emphasis on consumerism and materialism in Western culture can contribute to social inequality and environmental degradation. In conclusion, the influence of Western culture brings both positive and negative aspects. While it fosters innovation and the promotion of universal values, it also poses risks to local identities and traditions. Therefore, a balanced approach that respects and integrates diverse cultural perspectives while embracing beneficial Western ideals is essential for fostering a harmonious global society.
Our next topic is some people believe that tourism has a negative impact on cultural heritage. Discuss both views. Now, listen to the Band 9 response.
Tourism is a double-edged sword when it comes to cultural heritage. While it can promote cultural exchange and economic growth, it often raises concerns about the preservation of local traditions and customs. On one hand, tourism can significantly contribute to the preservation of cultural heritage. When tourists flock to a destination, there is a financial incentive for local governments and communities to maintain and restore historic sites and cultural practices. The revenue generated from tourism can be reinvested into the preservation of landmarks, museums, and festivals that showcase local culture. Moreover, tourism fosters cultural exchange, allowing local communities to share their traditions with visitors, which can lead to increased appreciation and awareness of diverse cultures. Conversely, the negative impacts of tourism on cultural heritage cannot be overlooked. The influx of tourists can lead to the commercialization of local cultures, transforming authentic traditions into mere spectacles designed to attract visitors. This commodification risks diluting the true essence of cultural practices, reducing them to performances that may not reflect their original significance. Additionally, excessive tourism can strain local resources, disrupt daily life, and lead to environmental degradation, further threatening cultural sites. In some cases, the pressure to cater to tourists can create tensions within communities as residents grapple with balancing their cultural identity with the demands of the tourism industry. In conclusion, while tourism has the potential to support and enhance cultural heritage, it also poses significant risks that can undermine its authenticity. Striking a balance between promoting tourism and preserving cultural identity is crucial. Sustainable tourism practices that prioritize the interests of local communities can help ensure that cultural heritage is not only preserved but celebrated.
Our next topic is should cultural activities be compulsory in schools? Discuss both sides and give your opinion. Now, listen to the Band 9 response.
The debate surrounding the inclusion of cultural activities in school curriculums has gained prominence in recent years. Advocates argue that these activities are essential for a well-rounded education, while opponents suggest they may detract from academic focus. Proponents of compulsory cultural activities assert that they foster creativity, enhance social skills, and promote cultural awareness among students. Engaging in activities such as music, dance, theater, and art enables students to express themselves and appreciate diverse cultures. These experiences can be crucial for personal development, helping students cultivate empathy and respect for others. Furthermore, participation in cultural activities can strengthen community ties, as students often perform in public venues or collaborate with local artists. On the other hand, critics contend that mandating cultural activities may impose additional pressure on students and divert attention from core academic subjects. In an increasingly competitive educational landscape, some argue that schools should prioritize subjects such as mathematics, science, and literacy. These subjects are often seen as more directly relevant to students' future career prospects. Additionally, Critics worry that not all students may be equally interested or talented in cultural pursuits, which could lead to frustration and disengagement from the educational process. In my opinion, while it is important to maintain a strong emphasis on academic subjects, cultural activities should be made compulsory in schools. They play a vital role in nurturing well-rounded individuals who are not only academically proficient, but also socially and emotionally intelligent. By integrating cultural activities into the curriculum, schools can create a more holistic educational experience that prepares students for the complexities of the modern world. Ultimately, the benefits of fostering creativity and cultural understanding outweigh the potential drawbacks of mandatory participation.